Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jerry Jones' bizarre notes during annual meeting go viral. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has been known to trend on social media for his occasionally polarizing quotes. On Sunday, Jones went viral without having to say a word. Jones was present this week during the annual league meeting held at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, Florida. The Cowboys' general manager made a strong commitment to his team's quarterback Dak Prescott. He affirmed his belief that Prescott is one of the QBs capable of winning a Super Bowl. But looking beyond Jones' boilerplate front office comments on Prescott, fans appeared more intrigued by Jones' notes, or lack thereof, pictured on his notepad when he gave the quote. Given the amount of scribbles on the pad, nobody is going to believe that Jones was just checking to see if his pen was working. Based on a post from Yahoo Sports' Jory Epstein, Jones' scribbles appear to have been supplementary to various points Jones made about the Cowboys being all in. Epstein also confirmed that there were several more sheets just full of what appeared to be incoherent scribbling without context. The Cowboys have already drawn ridicule for their inactivity so far this offseason. Jones' notes at the annual meeting aren't going to help shield the team from detractors on social media. Cowboys concocts Tyler Smith plan to replace Tyron Smith after Jets move. The first thing the Dallas Cowboys will need before Dak Prescott's offense gets going is a strong offensive line. Their biggest roadblock to this was NFL free agency. Tyron Smith was just too expensive for Jerry Jones and coach Mike McCarthy. This is why they had to let the big guy go and get a better offer from the New York Jets. Now, the Cowboys are looking for answers at left tackle, and it looks like they may have found it with Tyler Smith. NFL free agency has been tough on the Cowboys. Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy need to get more reinforcements so that they can actively help Dak Prescott notch a Super Bowl berth come February of next year. Some of their moves have been lackluster as of late, especially with Tyron Smith not being retained. However, the Cowboys owner does have a plan to defend their quarterback from pass rushers, via Michael Gehlken of the Dallas Morning News. I'd say that's a good, viable thing. Keep the idea there. Don't dismiss that idea. Certainly, he's potentially, I want to say, a great player at left tackle, Jerry Jones said about Tyler Smith replacing Tyron Smith at left tackle. Tyler has been a good presence for Mike McCarthy's offensive line all year long. He was able to play 942 offensive snaps for the team. This has given him a lot of experience in blocking for Dak Prescott. Throughout the Cowboys' 2023-24 campaign, he only allowed one sack to their quarterback, which shows great promise when it comes to his defensive awareness and agility. However, a big issue the Cowboys have to help Tyler with is his errors. He was first in penalties in the past season because he racked in 13 of them. This was also the same situation that he faced back in 2022. Back then, he played 1,144 offensive snaps and was also tied for first in penalties with 13. It will take some time for him to get rid of these habits. Thankfully, the Cowboys have that luxury in the next few months before the season starts. All of this would not really be a problem had they kept Tyron in their squad. The 33-year-old veteran was not asking too much from the Cowboys. All he wanted was a fair salary and rewards when he got to hit unreal numbers. Unfortunately, the Cowboys owner noted that they could not afford his incentives, which led him to walk in NFL free agency. His new contract with the Jets will see him sign a $6.5 million deal as a base salary. The amount of cash he can earn can also rise up to $12 million. A part of the deal also states that Tyron can earn $12 million if he manages to show up for 68% of the Jets' offensive snaps. All of these are likely to make their offensive line a force to be afraid of given the return of Aaron Rodgers. Is Jonathon Brooks the Cowboys' top RB target? The Dallas Cowboys have yet to address the running back position this offseason, but it appears they may have found their top target with former Texas Longhorn, Jonathon Brooks. After a breakout 2022 season from Tony Pollard, the team passed the torch to him in 2023. As we know now, Pollard was not able to repeat the same kind of success, and the Cowboys' offense suffered as a result. Now, Dallas has moved on from Pollard and he headed to Tennessee on a 3-year, $24 million deal. They have resigned backup Rico Dowdle, and the Cowboys are left without a true starting running back heading into 2024. Considering the Cowboys' absence from free agency, all signs are pointing toward a rookie draft pick leading the room next season. The question is, who will that draftee be? There seems to be some level of smoke coming out about Brooks that could give us the answer. One way for fans to see the interest teams have in players behind the scenes in the lead-up to the draft is through formal visits. Each team can pick 30 players to have fully formal, in-person visits within the lead-up to the draft. Considering the small number of visits, teams use these on the guys they are most interested in heading into April. Especially with the Cowboys, they almost always target their 30-visit players in the draft. It has come out in the last few days that Brooks is on that list for Dallas. In fact, he is the only running back on the list that we know of right now, and while that will likely change, it could be telling that Brooks is the first name in the group to get out to the local media. The team has been showing interest in him dating back to the Combine when they met with him in Indianapolis. There is not a true first-round running back in this class, but Brooks is on the top of the list for many in terms of who is the best in the draft. The fact that the team is showing such strong interest in him and not a later-round guy shows they might be aggressive in getting their guy. Without a doubt, bringing Brooks in for a 30 visit is indicative of clear interest in him, but there is a second element to the visit. Brooks' talent is unquestioned, it is his medicals that are the biggest question. The former Longhorn tore his ACL in the middle of his breakout 2022 season in a November matchup with TCU. This shut down his season and will follow him until the very moment he steps on an NFL field for the first time, whenever that may be. Teams are very cautious of prospects still recovering from major injuries, and a torn ACL is at the top of that list. The draft stock of running backs, in general, is down. It certainly doesn't help Brooks that he has a major knee injury to boot. Whether or not Dallas will pursue Brooks at all come draft day is fully reliant on a positive medical report from the Cowboys doctors once they get him in the building on his visit. The Cowboys have shown that they will draft an injury risk player early. Both Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith had major issues coming out, and because the Cowboys doctors gave the team good reports, they drafted them anyway. This could absolutely happen again with Brooks, and it already seems like that might be the case. It has been reported that Dallas has intel on Brooks' health and is progressing forward in their evaluation, meaning they don't have major fears. If it is true that the Cowboys have no real issues with the medical side, they will likely use the visit to confirm that part and then get to know the player and the person as he meets with coaches and the front office. All signs to this point hint toward a strong interest in making Brooks a Cowboy, but they have to be confident in his knee and that he will reach their second-round pick first. There is a very real chance this Texas native is the next RB1 in Dallas. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Jonathon Brooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.